What's up guys, Rage Quitting here, back with another video for you guys. Today we're going to do a purely macros video for Warrior, and I'm going to leave all the macros that I talk about in the description down below, so if you want you can just go ahead and copy paste all these macros into your game and you can start using them. We'll just go over all of them one at a time and just show you guys what the importance of using some macros here are, especially having start attack on every single one of your abilities. So just going down the list here, we got Rend first, so hashtag show tooltip, new line slash cast Rend, new line slash start attack. On every single one of these macros I have a start attack on it, because in this game if you don't have enough rage and you try to use your ability on it, like heroic strike for example, but you don't have enough rage for it, the game doesn't know that you're also trying to like attack it. So just add a slash start attack line on every single one of your buttons, and then so it'll just automatically start attacking and generating rage so that you can use the ability once you have enough rage. Okay, so I have one here on Rend. Let's go down. This is Shield Bash. This one has a weapon and shield equip macro on Shield Bash. So let's say I have my two-handed mace on right now, as you can see here, and my Shield Bash macro, what I want to do with it is use Shield Bash, but you need a shield equipped for it. So I wrote slash equip the Immovable Object, which is my shield, and then slash equip slot 16, which is main hand Serathil. So I press it once, it switches to my main hand and my shield, and if I were to press it again, then it would go ahead and use the shield bash if I have enough rage, okay, with a start attack line in here as well. Okay, next one, hashtag show tooltip slash cast heroic strike slash start attack. Next one, the ones that are important to have is your stances on your abilities. So if you wanted to reduce the amount of keybinds that you have, because you know you have to switch stances in order to use certain abilities, but if you wanted to just skip the stance swapping part, you can just write that into the ability that requires that stance, right? So for example here I have Thunderclap. Thunderclap is only usable in battle stance, so I wrote a slash cast battle stance underneath slash cast thunderclap and then slash start attack. So right now I'm currently in, I switch to berserker stance, and if I press my thunderclap button, it'll switch to battle, and then if I have the rage, it'll do the thunderclap. All right, this one here, charge, hashtag show tooltip slash cast charge. Charge requires battle stance, so I have a slash cast battle stance. So here I am again in berserker stance. If I hit my charge button, it'll switch to battle and then it'll charge. I also have a slash cast overpower on this same macro, because overpower also requires battle stance, and since charge doesn't use a global cooldown, you can add any other ability you want attached to charge. So another popular one is like Hamstring. You can have Hamstring on your charge button. You can have Heroic Strike on your charge button, Mortal Strike, Bloodthirst, whatever, Sunder Armor. But for me, I like to have Overpower. So I put Overpower on here, and that way I don't need to have an Overpower on my bars anywhere. I can just see when Overpower is procced from my Weakaura called Overpower. You can just download it at wago.io. Just search for Overpower and it should be right there. Or with combat text, when the combat text comes up and it shows that Overpower is available, then I can just, you know, hit my charge button and then boom, it'll hit Overpower. Add a start attack line on here as well, but then I also have a slash cancelaura Bloodrage, because if you don't know, Bloodrage, this ability here generates rage and it puts you in combat. So if I wanted to charge right now but I still had Bloodrage active keeping me in combat, then I can just press my charge button, it'll take the Bloodrage off, I'll exit combat, and then I can charge. Next one here, Hamstring, very basic, slash hashtag show tooltip slash cast Hamstring slash start attack. Same thing with Battle Shout. Just every line has a start attack on it, and here we go. Here's another stance swapping one. So Taunt, right now I'm in battle stance, right? And I have my Taunt button right here. Slash cast Taunt, slash cast defensive stance, slash start attack, because Taunt is only usable in defensive stance. So now all I have to do is press my Taunt button, and then now it'll switch me to D stance, and then press Taunt, right? Sunder Armor, start attack, Mocking Blow. So this one requires battle stance, so I have a battle stance on it, and it also requires rage. So sometimes if you don't have enough rage, you know, you're not gonna be able to Mocking Blow. Let's say you're already in defensive stance or berserker stance, you have low rage, but you need to switch stances to hit a Mocking Blow. I just added a slash cast Bloodrage line on here, so I don't have to manually press Bloodrage, but that's just a preference thing. You totally don't have to do that. But Mocking Blow requires Battle Stance, so I have a /cast Battle Stance on here, and then a /startattack as always. Disarm, same thing, requires Defensive Stance, so /cast Defensive Stance, /cast Disarm, startattack. Okay. Cleave, start attack, execute, start attack. I have a /cast Heroic Strike on here as well, because you can add Heroic Strike to any other ability that you want, because Heroic Strike also doesn't work the same way that other abilities do. It doesn't use a global cooldown, because it's based on your swing timer. So as you are casting other abilities, you can be queuing up a Heroic Strike. You know, I have Heroic Strike here. You totally don't have to do this though, but I have it here when I'm in my arms tree, because you don't really use Heroic Strike that much in arms. But if I have excess rage and they're not inside of execute range, then I can hit my execute button and it'll just hit a Heroic Strike. Okay. All right, next one, Revenge. Revenge requires D stance, but the reason why I don't have a defensive stance line on Revenge is because I'm already in defensive stance when I want to use Revenge. So it's not something that I have on my battle stance bar or my Zerker stance bar. But what I do here is I put Revenge on the same slot. Like if you see down here, number 6, this is the same slot as Execute, because Execute is only usable in battle or Berserker. So it's right here. But then when I'm in D stance, now it changes to Revenge, because Revenge is only usable in D stance. So I just have them share that same slot there. Intimidating Shout, AoE Fear. Like I have a /stop attack on this macro here because I don't want to accidentally auto attack into my target that I hit with the Intimidating Shout, because it's going to break immediately. So this is for like bandaging or whatever. /cast Intimidating Shout /stop attack. Here's another one, Intercept. So Intercept requires Berserker stance, so I have that in there. It also requires Rage. Sometimes you don't have enough Rage, so I just added a /cast Blood Rage line in there so that I'll automatically, if I have like 0 Rage or something and I get opened on by somebody else, then it puts me in combat. I can't charge them. I have to intercept them. But now I just don't have to hit my Blood Rage button. I can just intercept straight away, and it'll just use Blood Rage, give me enough Rage to intercept, and then I'll just go ahead and intercept, right? So I also, if you are leveling and you get that Ravager weapon from Scarlet Monastery and you want to cancel the spin, the spin is called Blade Storm. So I used to have more buttons that say cancelaura Blade Storm, and I seem to still have it on my intercept button, but I don't have that weapon anymore, so we can take this out. Sweeping Strikes requires Battle Stance, so I have a /cast Sweeping Strike /cast Battle Stance /start attack. Whirlwind requires Berserker Stance, so add a /cast Berserker Stance on it and a start attack. Okay, same thing with Berserker Rage, requires Berserker Stance, start attack. Pummel requires Berserker Stance, start attack. Weapon macros, so when I want to use my 2 one-handed weapons, here's the macro for that. So /equipslot 16 main hand, /equipslot 17 offhand, and then /stop casting, because if you're in the middle of a Heroic Strike, that counts as a cast, so your weapons won't swap immediately if you're still waiting on Heroic Strike to go through. So if you want to switch it immediately and not have to wait the little bit of time for Heroic Strike or whatever it is, just add the stop casting line in here, and it'll switch immediately. Okay, and then these ones here, I also have this add-on called Trinket Menu, and once you get Trinket Menu, it looks like this down here. So this top slot and bottom slot for Trinket Menu is 13 and 14. So it's these 2 slots right here. So 13 here, 14 here. If I were to switch these, and I have my hidden, on my hidden bar over here, my keybinds for using my trinkets. So on slot 1, which is 13, trinket slot 1 is shift 1 for the keybind, and then trinket slot 2, which is slot 14, this one down here, it's C. So I made macros that, like this one right here, it says show tooltip, #show tooltip. So no matter which trinket is in that spot, it'll change here. Here, let me close this and reopen it so it'll update. So here, now it shows the tooltip for the death ray, and /use 13. That's just a general macro for just use whatever is in this slot right here. So no matter when I switch my trinkets, let's say I switch it to PvP trinket. Now over here, it'll show the tooltip for PvP trinket, and then, but the keybind is still the same. So shift 1 whenever I want to use the trinket slot 13 here. That's what this is. And then this one here is hashtag show tooltip use/use 14. So if I were to switch this to the net projector, it'll update here and it'll update over here. So I just made these macros, put them on another bar somewhere, and then no matter which trinkets I have equipped, it's always the same exact keybind to use slot 13 and slot 14. And that's it. That's just a brief overview of all the macros that I use on my warrior. Use them if you want. Don't use them, that's fine too, but I just wanted to show you guys so you know how to write your own macros so that you can do with your abilities whatever you want. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on another one. Peace.